Hello, hello, everyone. Super excited to be here. I have an amazing guest on today, and I'm really, really excited to be building out some Power Automate flows today. I have the wonderful D365 geek, Mr. MCJ, Matt Collins Jones, with me. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. I'm good. Sorry,
I'm
that
so
wasn't supposed to be an
excited you're
Irish accent
here.
there. That was just me. I was just saying hello in a
It's
weird way.
okay. I have this trashy half American, half Irish accent. It's all good. It's fine. So today I'm actually really excited to have you here. Myself and Malin tried to build a flow to randomate a different kind of beer for somebody to select, and we got totally stuck. So she said we should call in the big guns. So I messaged you and you were down for it. So I am absolutely stoked to have you here. This is going to be really awesome. So, first of all, do you want to do like a little introduction, tell everyone who you are, because I think you're amazing, and everybody else also needs to know how amazing you are.
Oh, thank you. That's nice to know. Yeah, so I'm Matt Collins Jones, also known as MCJ to a lot of people. I'm also known as D365 Geek on Twitter, so you can check me on there. I'm a senior Dynamics 365 consultant. So I do all things Power Platform. I've been specializing in Power Automate for like the last 12 months, something like that. So I'm constantly all about automation and connections and integrations and all those sorts of things. And I like to do weird and wacky things with Power Automate.
Yeah, so if you haven't checked out Matt CJ's YouTube video, he's literally got a YouTube video on everything Flow. So if you need to do something with Flow, MCJ is your man. So what is your YouTube handle?
Matt Collins Jones. It's really easy.
There we go.
YouTube.com/Matt Collins Jones.
Awesome. All right, cool. So let's dive in. How much of this beer bot stuff have you seen? How much of it do you know?
I was watching the last episode, the last stream, and
Yeah.
just as you and Malin were there, like, is there a random number? I was like, yes, there is. I was raging against the machine. I was like, yes, and then you started to figure it all out, and I was like, yes, that's the way to do it, sort of thing.
Okay, cool.
So I think it's going to be a trial and error,
That's fine.
because the errors that you were trying to get in at the end there. I'm kind of thinking we're either going to need to recreate a couple of bits, or maybe Power Virtual Agent can sort some stuff out.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out together.
Awesome. So I'm going to pop open this topic, and for those of you who haven't seen our show recently, we are currently building a chatbot that allows people to select a type of beer that they want to drink from my local brewery, depending on their mood, depending if they're outside, depending on the weather, all that kind of stuff. But there's also people out there who are like, just give me a fucking beer. Like I don't care what I get, just give me something. So we're going to build out a randomizer that allows people to just say, give me a beer, and it will select one of the 7 or 8 beers that we have. So I built this trigger phrase here, which is basically just give me a damn beer, thanks. But we're going to obviously add more trigger phrases to that because that's a little bit too specific. Maybe we'll just add another one real quick. Beer me. Yes. Excellent. Cool. And so I'm going to pop. Oh, always save your work, people. Always. All right. We'll let that save. And then I'll go to the offering canvas, and then we can pop out that Power Automate that Malin and I had started to build before we were just like, eh.
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. Things are a little bit slow on my side here, so bear with me real quick. What's going on? Okay. Cool. Oh, I guess it didn't save. Did it not save the thing? Weird.
We can build a new one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so when you were doing a flow, you do call an action. This should load up all the flows. It might actually already have something half built that saved. We'll see.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Not yet. Okay, cool. So we'll create a flow. So you've been working with flows for 12 months now? That's so insane.
Yeah, I remember like the first time I started looking at Flow was in a hotel room because I was traveling. And it was just one of those things of a customer asked me a question and they said, what we want to do is we want to collect some data on a website somewhere, and then we want to put that data into Dynamics. And I went, well, we'll probably do it like with Forms and Flow. And this is probably a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
And I was just there like, how do you do this? And flow is a little bit different from workflows in terms of, having to think about your data a little bit more.
Yep.
So that was an interesting challenge. But I managed to figure it out in the one night, and then that just got me hooked. So then, for like the last sort of like 12 months at least, I've been very focused on flow, learning
That's
all
awesome.
the things and everything else. So
Yeah, like legit, if ever I need to do something, MCJ is usually my go-to dude. So very cool. All right, so I'm guessing the first thing that we're going to need to do is probably read some sort of does it need to be an input, or we're just going to like create the variable first, right? Is that the first step?
So we don't need to do a variable. What I
Okay.
tend to do is use a compose step.
Okay.
I tend to use a compose step over variables. I only really use variables if I need to loop through something. The reason being is, as you kind of found, you have to initialize a variable, and then you kind of have the thing of like, you can then update a variable later, or you can just set
Yeah.
it to be whatever you want to be. But it just kind of it hinders performance a little bit. So nothing, that'll be a problem for this, but just in general, compose steps are better than variables. And John Levesque is agreeing with me.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
John.
I see that Mr. John Flo himself is in the room. We are blessed with your presence today.
Yeah.
Okay, so compose, is that like
Compose. So
you
that
have to remember
is-
I'm a noob to this.
Oh yeah. So there's a couple of really great built-in controls, which are just out the box things that you can use all the time. So compose, I think I have it in nearly every single video that I do, and all it is it's just a single action, but it's kind of like you can just put some data into it. So you can grab data from other places and stick it in there. You can put your formulas and your expressions in there. You can kind of use them as variables, but you don't. I said I don't really use variable if it was a case of going into a loop and then having to loop through something, because there's a couple of great actions for like appending to arrays and appending to strings and stuff like that. But other than that, compose is the way to go.
Fantastic. And Rob Nightingale's also here. We have the gang is actually all here today, which is amazing. Hey Rob, how are you? Hope your risotto goes well. So is it this compose option right here? I'm just gonna click on this one.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What do I do now?
So now that you've got it, we want to add an expression in, or a formula. So go over to your expression window, and then we're going to just type in rand. So that's going to give us that random number.
Okay.
And inside the brackets, inside the parentheses, we can specify the range between it.
So is it like 1, 10?
Yes, and that'll give you a random number between 1 and 10 every time you trigger the flow.
Perfect. Why does it say it's invalid? It did this for me last time. I think it's just as fussy.
Yeah, so I find sometimes just with like spaces and things like that, I just have to like just kick it into the air and just delete it, and then just keep hitting that OK button until it goes through.
Okay, so is the next thing going to be like if the number is 1, do this, that kind of thing? So like a switch?
So you were on the right track last time with the switch. The switch, again, is an amazing control, and anyone that's a developer kind of knows about switch, because it's a common developer thing. But when I found it, I was like, mind blown. Because it's so great, and it's basically, based on the value that you're putting in, let's go down a bunch of different paths.
So I think I've developed with JavaScript before. I think for us it's kind of similar to case, where you like case equals 1, that kind of thing. I think Rob would also be very familiar with this kind of stuff too. So, okay, so I'm gonna do a switch. Let's see if we can grab that guy right there. Okay, so we're gonna put this output right here, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And if it equals 1, then we're going to. What's it gonna do?
So I think this is going to be the problem that you are having. You're basically doing all the right things.
Okay.
I think the problem that you're going to have is if we can call if we can use the return values to power virtual agent multiple times inside the same flow, which I don't know whether we can.
Man, I just realized you can't see my screen on Teams. So are you literally just going? You're just literally just going by what's on Twitch?
It's the hard way.
Oh wow! I'm sorry. Now you can actually see what I'm doing.
I mean, you said I couldn't see the camera, and I thought, okay, maybe I just can't see the desktop either.
No, my bad.
I'm streaming on another screen, so
oh wow! I'm sorry for making that so hard.
It's okay. You know, it's a challenge. I like a challenge.
That's it.
So I think the issues you were having last time was calling a child flow from Power Automate because the other flows that you've got set up to already get these the images and stuff like that, they aren't child flows. And also, I don't know whether Power Automate will let us return the values to Power Virtual Agent in multiple cases. I'm kind of hoping it will.
Let's have a look and see.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can. Let's do. I feel like it should. Hey, there we go. Okay, so if we want to return a value, we're just gonna do. Oh, I'm gonna have to figure out where I have all those images stored.
That's the only thing. So, with your other flows that go off and get the images, do you store them in OneDrive? Or do you call them each time?
They should be in like Azure Blob, but I have them stored in Imager because I don't know how to use Azure Blob.
Yeah.
I tried it and then it asked me to download something. I was like, I'm not doing this. This is too hard. I'm just gonna use Imager because I like Imager, but use Azure Blob. It's probably smarter than what I'm doing.
Well, it makes two of us. I've never used Azure Blob either. All I do is I usually just save things to OneDrive all the time and then move things later on, delete stuff.
Ooh, I think Mary Thompson tried to use OneDrive one time, but for some reason it wouldn't work because it has to obviously be publicly available.
Okay.
Yeah. So I also need to figure out why this isn't.
Oh. It's handy that I've literally just gone through all the OneDrive for Business actions and know a bunch of things about making things publicly available.
That is really handy. It would also be great if my internet would be decent today, but for some reason it's like, no, fuck you.
Well.
Thanks, Verizon. You're the best. Maybe they'll sponsor me one day. Okay. So I can just get this to load so I can find out where everything is located because I actually don't remember where things are located. That would be fantastic. Rob says he loves the honesty. Nothing but honesty here, man.
Yeah, because I'm the same. I've never. I mean, as long as it's in Imager and we know the URL and we know everything else, that's fine. We can just use those. It's one of those neatness things. You'd like to be able to just call something you've already built somewhere else.
Yeah, I was trying to make things easier for myself, but maybe not. Actually, hold on. I have an idea. Oh my god, nothing is working.
Do you want to like stop sharing your desktop again and we'll go back to doing it in the harder?
Hold on, just give me let me just give it 1 second and see if that's my problem. But it could be multiple other things.
I'm stealing all your bandwidth.
I actually also think it's just my laptop is like ready to not exist anymore.
What is it with you and laptops?
Dude, right every single time. I don't know.
I think you just want more stickers. That's all it is.
I have run out of space for stickers, actually. Completely run out of space.
Great time to get a new laptop.
It really is. So I had to like respec. I had to respec equipment for my team, and they were like, "What kind of equipment do you think they should get?" And I was like, "Surface Pro. I think everyone should have a Surface Pro. I should have a Surface Pro."
Did they give everyone else Surface Pros except for you?
Well, when this laptop decides it's no longer wants to do anything, they will give me a Surface Pro, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, so if I just trigger the bot, it'll show me the image, and I can probably just grab the URL from there if
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Image address. Because, yeah, everything's just like, no. Yeah, okay, cool. So this is the image that we need. I'm just gonna close this. Wow, everything's just, why are you doing this to me? Okay, if I remember the markup for this, I believe it's this. Now Twitch should be on a bit of a delay though, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
My Twitch is driven up anyway. It's like your
Is it just not
your
working?
your quality's too low. And they're like, well, I'll try and save some bandwidth, remember.
Let's see if I can make things any better.
Rob's saying the format of this is brill. I think we should start a podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know anyone with a podcast? When's your podcast run out, Emma?
Which one? There's a couple of them.
Any of the stuff you're planning?
Oh my gosh. As soon as I get the time to do everything, it's just been a bit of a whirlwind the last couple of weeks for sure. Okay, let's see if I can try and make things a little bit better here because this is outrageous. Let's have a look and see what's happening. What's causing all this? Just the way, real life works.
Yeah, as soon as you try to start streaming. That's just
Wow. Okay, that's probably half my issue right there. Why does it say there's 23 tabs open? There isn't though. Ooh. Calero Fernando. I don't even know if I'm saying that name right. Thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. I'm sorry things are not working very now, but we'll figure it out. Okay. We're just gonna power through, and it'll be recorded anyway, so it'll be fine. Okay.
Start a new show called Tech Issues. Where we just try and slow down our machines to like a grinding halt, and then just try and figure out what's going wrong with them.
That's pretty much me every single day. So, yes, everything sucks. Okay, cool. So
with a Switch, you have the ability to, I like how I'm pointing at the screen here. You have the ability to add as many cases as you want.
Right.
So you can have as many outputs. So we can have 10 different outputs, and then just have a default one. Whereas if it doesn't match that, whatever thing you're putting in, do something by default.
Right. So like if else, and then else if, and then else kind of situation. Yeah, that makes sense.
But in this instance, we're going to know that it's going to be a decent default, and it'll add new equals.
Right. So when I get a degree to start out and give some tests, I think that's the best way to do it.
To change the number between 1 and 3.
Perfect. Can I see what else have I got? I've got a Spectre and a Scamper. The other ones. Ooh, it's usually not this bad at all.
Maybe the beers or maybe the bot's like, oh, do you know what? I need a beer already.
I feel that. I mean, it's beer o'clock where you are.
Yes, yeah.
Let's have a quick look. Alrighty. Copy image address. Over here. Add action. And then, there it is. I think I should show this stream to my boss and be like, this is why I need a new laptop. Like, totally nothing to do at work at all. And then it's gonna be, ooh, I just realized.
Probably want to name all those the same thing.
Yeah.
So then the value that you're getting out is going to always be the same.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Create like 3 variables.
Exactly. That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. See, I love this sort of thing. I did this a couple of weeks ago for the virtual power group, where we wanted to try and like help the community
Mm-hmm.
and like build a solution together.
Yes, I love that.
And just the amount of things you just there like, I don't really know how this works. Let's just start like mashing things into a keyboard and see what happens, and then other people can go, oh, have you tried this?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
This is loads of fun.
It is. It really is. I've really been enjoying it.
I can see why you do.
All right, and then value is going to be just the third here. It's whatever. Let's do moon broth. Actually, do I have workaround? Workaround is my favorite from this space. So these beers are actually from a brewery local to me called Crime and Punishment, and they are absolutely amazing. I love all the beers they do. They're just fantastic people in general. So I'm really excited to actually get this built for them. I think it'll be really fun. Right. Okay. And then if there's no case, I'm just gonna do. You didn't pick a beer thing. We're gonna change between one and the other. They should never, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And Malin was saying that there should be an option where, like, if it randomly picks a beer that, like, a number just is like, you don't get a beer today, go home. No beer for you. But I was like, that's really sad.
Roll the dice. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, and so I'm gonna change this one real quick. Oh. No. Date. All right, so let's see.
I'll hover over to make sure that it's actually changed, because sometimes it doesn't like changing.
Oh, what you mean? Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Pro tips.
Pro tips.
Yeah.
Just do it again and again. Just hammer the button until it actually does what you want it
Oh
to.
my gosh. Also, with everything like
Honestly.
running super slow, I don't even know what it's going to be. Oh,
Honestly, great product.
what the? I'm just going to make a new one. Doesn't make any sense.
Oh.
Love you, Microsoft.
Yeah.
1, 3. Okay. Great.
Just say, oh yeah, just keep hammering away until it's like that. Just go in
Just
there.
accept it.
Just do
Accept my
Just do
accept
it.
my random number. Damn it. All right.
Yeah. And this is the part where we go, oh, I wonder if this is actually going to work.
Exactly. So this is the fun truth. Got some right here. So I'm gonna add that to the topic. Have you played around with PVA a whole lot?
I have the problem at the moment is it's only been around for it's only been in GA a few months or a month now. It's been around a bit longer. People are still a little bit apprehensive about trying out new products like this. So
Yeah.
I don't get much of an opportunity to play with it in my day to day. It's just using me in my own time going, oh, I wonder what I can get about it.
That definitely makes sense. I mean, I think from a product standpoint, it's a really great product. I really enjoy working with it, but I also think it's not like fully there yet for it to be general use, if that makes sense. I think it's getting there, but it's nice that we get to play around with it, but yeah, not fully ready yet.
Doesn't like that.
Interesting. This is why I was wondering, did it need a variable?
A variable thing. See, I've used it without it. So that's why I didn't think it did.
It could also just be super slow.
Yes. I think some funny business between just some funny business I think between like the author and canvas and actually it understanding flows. I don't know if you've seen the release notes. They're going to make it easier when you update flows to get new variables instead of having to like delete and then re-add the flow again to find the same variables.
I have not actually seen that yet. I'm really bad. I haven't gone through the entire new releases just yet. So I'm wondering, is it looking for...
yet?
Imagine that. So I'm wondering, is it looking for like a final step?
I wonder. Maybe that's the
problem.
Yeah.
It's asking for this.
It should just look for that output.
No, I agree.
They're all the same. They're all the same as well. I would expect to understand that.
So what if that's just going to be that one?
What if you go back to your authoring canvas a second, happens if you delete that message and then
Create a
just
new
add a
one?
new message?
Yeah, let's try that.
Now that the action is in there, whether it just...
Didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
So it's saying that because this last step isn't a return value, it's like, nah. So, let's see. Come on. Let's have a quick look. Exactly, Rob. Things never go the way we want them to. It's like, I guess it's not letting us, it's not going to let us return a variable either, is it?
Try adding another thing there. Just, put anything as the input name and see if that shows up as a variable after you say it.
Yeah.
I think that you need to remove the flow and then add flow. Yeah.
It's just like, nah. Oh, it's a number? Doesn't like it. Oh, I feel like it's a number. It should be smart enough to know to output it as text. But I guess maybe not. Just do that.
No. The action is not valid. I guess because, well, I wonder if it's because the switch statement, when we return the values to power automate, maybe it's assuming that should be the last thing we do in the flow. Try you could copy the whole switch statement to your clipboard.
It's not a bad idea, always.
And then let's delete inside the switch, delete the power automate stuff, and then we'll put a compose action in.
Okay.
And then we'll put the links inside compose action, and then the output is going to be the compose action from the previous step. I don't know if it'll let us do that either.
Ooh, I don't think so. Well, maybe. Hold on. Let's give it a go. Ooh, maybe over here, and then this one. That's fine. Okay. So you are saying.
Yeah.
So you're saying we'll do a compose in here and the.
Yeah. But I wonder if it'll. Oh, see that. You might be right about the variable thing. Because if we yes, let's use variable. Ignore.
Yay!
Sorry,
John Fingers.
So, sorry, yeah. So go up to just underneath that compose. No, leave that compose there.
Okay. Okay.
But in underneath it, we're going to initialize a variable. Then in each one of these switch cases, we'll update the variable with the array, with the string, and then the output at the bottom is going to be the variable. So this is one of those use cases where we use a variable. Sorry, John. John. Just going to reference something that'll be static. So we want to use initialize variable. That one.
Okay.
The name, whatever you want, like random beer. Okay. The type will be a string.
Okay.
And we'll leave the value blank for now.
Okay.
And then in switch for number one, add an action which is variables. So not append to string. It's not a type variable, and we want to append to string variable.
Okay.
And in that we'll choose the random beer, and we'll choose the value, and that'll be the string that your imager thing is for.
Yes. Okay, yeah. So do this bad boy then. Oh, nope. Whoops.
Well, do you have the Windows clipboard turned on?
No. What is that?
So the Windows clipboard is the thing that will change your life. You basically press Windows and V, and it brings up your clipboard of all recent things that you copied and pasted. That first, but it's brilliant because it just like saves everything in the buffer, and right, what's that font I copied like 10 copies ago, and it's there.
I have been like wanting this my entire life. I'm not even like I've always been like, is there something that just stores all the things I copy? Oh my god.
Exactly.
Okay, out of everything that's happened today, is the biggest thing of my the last year of my life. This.
And you just become an MVP as well.
Yeah, that means nothing. I've just learned what Windows Clipboard is. It's like that time Joe Lindstrom taught me what Google Profiles were, and I was like, what?
Yes.
It's a dork. Oh. Let's have a quick look and see. All right, so I've got this image address here, and it's going to be going in here. Okay, and then we're just gonna keep doing that for each one, right?
Yeah. So let's try with just two first, just so that we
Yeah.
just to see if the output will work. So in that where it says return, oh yeah, do that.
Wow, I'm learning so much today. So much. This is awesome.
No, it is. I love this sort of stuff.
It's so great. Here. Oh my god, I just wish things were like moving like fluidly. That'd be so fantastic. So you're saying like, oh my gosh, that's insane!
You can pin things, so if you drop something that's going to be used over and over again, but you have to drop things, you can pin it onto the top.
That's wild.
It's always at the top, and you're using this markdown lamp, would you copy that? And then first thing you copy that one in, and then copy the other things and stuff like that, so.
Yeah. And then if there's nothing else, we're going to just be... We're just doing a finger here?
Yeah.
Variables. Well, some actions in there.
Yeah, that one has a whole YouTube playlist of all the things to do actions if you want
to. I wonder who it is. No way, that's awesome.
It's one of those things of you don't want to always shoving your content down, but this is when people say stuff like, oh, this, I'm like, yeah, that's really cool.
I have
videos. I have like 15 videos, I might as well do it if you want to go get them out. They're really cool.
Oh, I can relate. So when he was, how do we send quick to mention Z? I'm like, I thought it was a blog post.
Yeah, I did. I'd send like my theme, like that I've crafted it, which is
exactly.
I really love it.
All right, so
in this, we're going to return the variable. So instead of just some text, we're going to use dynamic content and use the variable.
Ooh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Don't be dick. Oh, yes. Okay, when it saves, there's no error. Okay, let's see.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to probably remove this. There. Are you drinking a beer or are you drinking?
I'm drinking a bull.
Oh my god, I could do it here, honestly.
I don't have any non-alcoholic beers. Some non-alcoholic ciders.
Ah, what non-alcoholic beers do you like?
I quite like randomiser. I've stopped me slightly.
Awesome.
To stop people from asking why I don't drink. I drink non-alcoholic beer because if they're drunk, they don't really tell the difference.
Yep.
So I drink. I tend to like the Budweisers, but I'm trying to think like China. Beck's, Grolsch, I think. Did Grolsch?
Yes, Beck's too really good. Beck's Blue is my favorite one. Yeah. Yes, look at this, look at this. Oh my god. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this. Okay, let's reset the bot. Oh shit, it's saving. I feel like I have to be so delicate. He gets like save. Strictly. You can do it.
Just read something.
You can do PVA. We love you. Okay.
I'll give you a beer if you do this well.
So I think my topic is. Oh my god, this is so great!
Do it again. Would you be the same one? The same one. Oh, yeah.
This is amazing! Look at this, we did it! Yay. So now I just have to do this out for 7 different kinds of beers that they have. And I probably changed their menu today, so I probably have to add a whole bunch of new beers in here too. But this is so super cool. I love this. Yeah. Awesome. So what we're going to end up doing is just kind of building out the rest of this. That is totally awesome. I feel like as a community, we are building out the most awesome Power Virtual Agent that has ever existed. So John's going to go. John, thank you for hanging out. You can just create variables, just ignore that. But in this case, it was definitely necessary. There was no other way it was going to work out. So I guess we were on the right track.
Yeah, that's the thing is that variables are great when you need to refer to something that is going to change later on.
Yep.
So as we've done, we've switched down different paths, and then that variable is what we actually want to reference.
Yeah.
So that's why you do variable. Usually I use compose if I want to create something, and there are ways around it. Like you can concat compose actions. But what we wanted in this instance was a single piece of dynamic content that would always be updated regardless of the path, and that's why I needed a variable. So sorry, John, but yeah, we needed it.
In this case, variables were the way to go. That's super awesome. I am so stoked. So now we've built out our randomizer. Do you have any other suggestions for a beer bot? So if you were somebody like trying to decide if you wanted a beer, what else would you think would be kind of fun?
That's a good question. So as I mentioned, I don't drink beer. Well, I don't drink alcohol anymore. So could we add in something about non-alcoholic beers?
I think that's a really good idea. So maybe the first question of the beer bot would be like, do you want something alcoholic, non-alcoholic? Are you going dry for a while? Which actually, personally, myself, I've also stopped drinking for a little while too. So I'll be in the Badger Thursday night, not drinking. We can be sober bros together. It'll be awesome. Yeah. I'm all about it. It's really, really cool. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that idea.
We could do something like that. What else do we do?
So when I'm finished this, my idea is to when somebody has chosen a particular beer. Oh, it's probably me. Probably.
I wonder I signed out, and that's usually the first line of me dying.
No,
No?
that's not you. It's me. It's always me. Oh. Oh no. Is it fixed?
Yeah, okay. I think I'm good.
Yep, it's not you, it's me. It's always me. Don't worry about it. Cool. So yeah, I was thinking like when someone has selected a beer where they've like done the quiz or whatever, which I need to flesh out some more, they'll be like, yes, do you want to choose this beer? You can click yes, and then it will actually like bring them to a page where they pay the brewery for pickup, because right now the brewery is only doing curbside pickup, and they take orders via Venmo. So I was thinking it would display something for them to copy and paste to Venmo.
Have you thought about surveys after they receive the beer to rate the beer and the
I like that idea, actually. Surveys would be a good idea.
to use Forms or Forms Pro with PowerPoint to send it to the person if they give them details.
So this is another thing I've been trying to think of ways to bring quick dimensions into the PBA world, because quick dimensions obviously have surveys as well and obviously marketing. So I was kind of thinking if they enter their email address, we would create a contact in the CDS, add them to the marketing list, how we can start to market something specific to the client.
I was talking to that.
Yeah, don't mention the other.
It's fine. It's not like we resell click dimensions or anything like that.
No,
as well,
not at all. But yeah, no, that's.
Partner or something.
Oh yeah, exactly. So it's kind of the plan that I'm going down with. So I really like that particular idea as well. Awesome. Well, MCJ, this has been absolutely fantastic. I think we've achieved a lot today. I think there's probably going to be a blog post in my future talking about this a little bit and potentially an L video. But yeah, I've really enjoyed having you on here. It's been awesome. Thank you so much.
This has been great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, there's all. I'll just say goodbye to everybody. It's a little short stream today, but that's what MCJ is such a wizard. We were able to get it super fast.
Yeah, it's a constant problem for me, just finishing too quickly. It's not right.
Save that for the badger, TJ.
This isn't going out live, right?
Not at all. Not at all. We can get that later. All right, so much, everybody. It's been a pleasure. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Ooh, God, my connection is so shoddy. I can't even get over it. I really need to fix it. It wasn't this bad last time. I don't know what's going on. I'm probably gonna have to call back and get them to fix it, because I have like a really good package with them. So I don't know what the deal is. It's just trash. But anyway, this is freaking awesome. This is a really, really good session. So I'll have this up on YouTube as well, so you can log this as a contribution. Assuming you've been nominated, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So only very recently.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I've not. I kind of looked at it and then got really scared and haven't done anything with it.
Okay.
And it's like 2 weeks on.
No, you're fine. Who nominated you? Do you have like a mentor for that?
It was Mr. Eric Survey.
Ah, okay, cool. So what I would recommend you do is, you have a lot of contributions to log, so that's going to take you a hot minute. So I would just start logging them immediately, because you won't actually start to get assessed until you've actually submitted the entire thing.
Yeah, I was going through it and I didn't see a button to like save and come back to later. So I don't know if there is a button, or I'm just needing to do it all in one go.
You don't have to do it all in one go. So once you submit a contribution, you hit save, and it will save to that. So you just basically go the whole way through. So you can go back and edit it multiple times. So just if you log like 10 contributions and then go through the whole thing and hit save, there is an option to go back and edit and add more contributions later. So I personally recommend, from my experience, getting it in ASAP, because I thought the same thing as you. I thought that you had to log everything in one go, and I ended up delaying my nomination by 3 months. So yeah, just like log them all, get them all in there, and then just update them as you can. And then once you get your MVP, which you will for sure, there's like an app that makes life a lot easier. So yeah.
So I mean, I spoke to Ian Connolly about it, and he mentioned that there's like an API, and I've seen people write PowerShell scripts to like just take Excel spreadsheets and like upload them all. So I was there like, you can do that. And he's like, it's not activated until you become an MVP, and then you activate your API endpoint. I'm like, bastard.
I know, it's it's a total pain in the ass, but you have so many to log. I feel bad.
I know. I just like I've been thinking about it. Just Ian. The other thing Ian said is that they hate people that copy and paste things. So I'm just